Welcome to the True Grime Stories podcast, where in every episode, we'll unravel a new mystery of cleaning business transformation from a grimy mess to a great success. Join me, your host, Jeannie Henderson, as together we dig up cleaning business secrets that you've been dying to know. Hello to all my friends out there in the house cleaning world. I'm your host for today's episode of True Grime Stories. I'm Jeannie Henderson, and I can't wait for you to meet my friend, Jane Cesino. Jane and I have known each other since 2021. It was great to meet her all those years ago, but her business has changed so much in the last 4 years, and I can't wait for you to hear her story. Jane is the owner and co-founder with her husband, Lino, of Star Maids Cleaning Solutions in Sandy Spring, Maryland. And she started her business in 2011 and has built a great business with a great reputation for honesty, integrity, and commitment to excellence. And they are also proud partners with my favorite nonprofit organization, Cleaning for a Reason. So glad to have them as part of that. And they are well known in their community with over 350 five-star reviews. Imagine that. So welcome, Jane. So glad to have you here on True Grime Stories today.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I was telling Jane that when I came up with my guest list almost a year ago, Jane was one of the first names that went on my guest list. So it took us a little while to make this happen, but so glad that we finally did.
Yes. Happy.
So Jane, so you started your business back in 2011. What was the inspiration for starting Star Maids?
Right. It was my husband and I. We are both working on a construction field. I was working in the office and he was working in the field. And back in 2011, it was the second winter. Maryland has a strong winter, sometimes lots of snow. So it was the second year in a row that our income was reduced. So we had to come up with something that didn't need like a lot of investment and also not like a high qualification to start. Mm-hmm. So we had some friends who were doing residential cleaning and they were telling us how good it is. And we just decided to start our own cleaning business. That was back in 2011.
That's great. So the seasonality of your previous jobs kind of, turned you in the direction of the residential cleaning industry. Well, and it's so great that your friends shared that with you. And so how did it go in the beginning? Did you start cleaning yourself or did you immediately start with team members?
Right. It was my husband and I cleaning. We cleaned for 4 years, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. I guess I didn't realize that.
And as some people could understand what I'm going to say, we would get divorced and then married again in the same day, many times, just because of the fights and everything that was going on.
I don't know that I've ever heard it said that way, but I love that. It's so true. When you're working with your spouse, for sure.
Sometimes he would say, "I'm not coming back tomorrow. You do this on your own." But, life happens. And then next day he was there again with me. So it was very hard. It was difficult, those 4 years. But we grew a lot. Our relationship as well grew also. So we survived, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. And, really, those people who are listening who are married to their business partner like you and I are, can, I'm sure, relate to that. But one thing about being married to your business partner, it will do one of two things. It'll like drive you crazy or it'll make you stronger,
yes.
As a couple. I know Terry and I learned how to communicate better because we had to keep the business going. And so many people were relying on us to keep the business going that we had to like learn how to have difficult conversations in a productive way, which in the beginning was, like you said, getting divorced every day.
Yes, you're right. Yes. Yeah, we grew stronger. That's the most important thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's so great. Well, I love that. And, there are lots of struggles in the beginning. And I know when I met you back in 2021, I had just started coaching about a year before that. And you came into our coaching program, you were wearing every single hat in your business. I remember that. Like your business was growing like crazy. I think.
Yes, I was doing all by myself. I didn't have an assistant in the office. Actually, we didn't have like a physical office. It was in our basement, but I had the cleaners with us. My husband and I were still cleaning. I was basically going every day out to clean still. And it was a chaos. I was growing, trying to grow in a chaos. So it was a really difficult time. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I remember meeting you and thinking, how are you doing it? You're running this huge business that most people never accomplish, running it out of your home, still cleaning, uh,
Yes.
and
And
still growing.
yeah, at the time, my kids, I have a boy and a girl, they were maybe 6 and 8. And
Hmm.
so, it's the house demanding marriage, business, my church, community, all of that. So I was trying to wear as many hats as I could. Then, yes, I discovered that I needed help. So thank
Hmm.
you. Yes, thank you, Jenny.
I'm glad we found each other. Well, so this is True Grime Stories, and we want to dig into your grime a little bit deeper. So I want you to think back on a time, it could be that time or another time when you really ran into a wall or a problem that was detrimental to your business, detrimental to your own personal success, and you found your way out of it. When I mention that, what's that grime scene that you think of, a moment in time when you were really stuck?
Yes. Just feeling frustrated back then because my family is my why, and I could not spend as much time as I wanted with them, especially growing kids. And then I would see them becoming preteens and then teens, and not being there for them, not could go to the school events and support them, the sports and things like that. So that was hurting me really bad. So my husband and I decided to do something to grow. We noticed that we need to do something to change because our business was running us instead of the other way around. And
Hmm.
that's what we
Hmm.
did not want it, but it was happening. We found ourselves in a chaos. We did not had any systems. I was literally running this business with pencil and pen, did not have any CRM, nothing organized.
Wow.
A
Hmm.
lot, it was all in my mind. No one else could take the business over because everything was here. So, and I was
That's
even
so
thinking,
much pressure.
right, what if something happens to me?
Hmm.
So that was like the turning point. We decided to do something to organize and to grow in an organized way, getting out of the chaos. That was the point. Yes, that was the goal.
Yeah, and that is so many of us find ourselves there, um, because the cleaning business is a great place to be. There are plenty of houses to clean, and if you are good at it, they will just come at you, and suddenly you have this much larger business than you probably ever imagined, and but you're still running it all. And I've had that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm the only one who knows all of this. If I am sick or I get hit by a bus, this business actually ceases to exist,
You're right.
right?
And there are so much involved because it's us and then our family and the people who works with us and their families too. So it's
Hmm.
not only us, but it extends, right? To
Yeah, and that adds just so much weight, onto our shoulders, and we've got all this chaos. So you and Lino decided that it's time to we have to make a change. If we want the world to be different, we have to do something differently, right?
You're right.
So what was your solution?
So I started to research and on Google how to organize a business. Then I got into BNI, networking,
Okay.
chambers
Yeah.
of commerce, and things like that. And then I saw a few videos of mentors about cleaning business. Then I found CBF videos. And in 2019, I went for a 3-day boot camp in Pennsylvania, which Debbie has done. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
and that was game changing. That
Mhm.
was like opened my mind. Yes, I loved to be there. And I remember being very skeptical because I found out that a cleaning business could have $1 million revenue. I was like, are you sure? And so I joined CBF end of 2020 and have been learning since then. And
Yeah.
it's been helping me a lot. Game changing. Yes.
And it's amazing how many of us start our business, without digging real deep into how it's done because we think, well, how hard can it be to clean? We all do it at some better than others, but we all clean in some regard. And so we think, well, how hard can it be? But the business side is what can really kill you in that, or cause all that chaos and the craziness, especially when you're adding employees and managing. I can't remember how many clients you had, but you had a lot of clients when we met. So you found a coach. And as you started to learn about systemizing your business, what was the one big thing that made that change for you, or what was one of the big things that was very eye-opening that you didn't realize, like, wow, this is going to make such a big difference for us?
Yes, so it was implementing system and processes since today. That was the biggest thing. Um, I'm gonna say that it wasn't easy because it was a lot. I just mentioned I came from like paper and pen to a robust CRM. And then it was making my business more professional. I could
Mhm.
find and close more clients, and also I could hire more cleaning techniques because cleaning technicians because I was looking professional,
Mhm.
yep, and I was really being professional. So implementing systems and processes was crucial. It was and again, the game changer. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do remember those days when you were going through that. And it is, did you find that there was just so much information in your head that you had to get it out of your head and into the system, or out of your head and into someone else's head? And I often talk to people and they're like, I don't know how to do that. I mean, I'm the one who knows everything, all the little, intricate details and preferences of every single client, and all of that. And when you're making your schedule and talking to clients, you don't have to, it's just all right there for you. But when you want to go on vacation or you're not feeling well, there isn't anyone who can fill in because it's not accessible to anyone else. It's in your brain. So when you had to move it from your brain into your CRM, or to, I remember when you hired your first staff person,
Right.
your first administrative staff person, how did you do that? What were some of the tips and tricks of getting it all out of your brain and into a system?
Mhm. Right. Yes. So that was crucial because no one could get inside here and then guess
And
what I
we
knew.
don't have that little plug-in thing from the sci-fi movies yet where you can download your brain.
You're right. So it took me a while. I scheduled a few hours a day to just try to write down or type in our CRM, everything that I knew. And I'm still doing that today because I'm still feeding my office staff with what I have been learning. So yeah, I schedule a few hours a day to just put everything from here to papers or to our CRM, and that was very very helpful because she was learning from what she was seeing on the computer on the CRM.
Mhm,
So that
mhm.
was what I have done. Yes.
Well, that sounds very disciplined, and I have to say a lot of people struggle with that, even just like, "Oh, I have to do that." And at that point, you were not cleaning anymore, correct?
Yes, I learned how to get out of the field thanks to CBF. So, yeah, I had someone in the office, and we also would meet daily and go over like questions and whatever she needed help. I was there to help. But
Mhm.
having all the notes, everything from my mind to the CRM was the best. Yes.
Yeah, and that is it's just extracting all that information and getting it out of your head. Well, this is such a great story because I think so many people get stuck there because they can't imagine that anyone else could ever possibly understand or do it as well as they do. So I want to come back in a few minutes and kind of talk about the other side of it. So what it was like once you got it out of your head. But before we do that, I want to share with everyone about cleaning business fundamentals that Jane mentioned here. So let's hear this quick message from CBF and we'll be right back. Is your cleaning business a grime story? There's no need to stay stuck in the muck because you're not alone. With over 500 active members and more than 500 graduates of our Cleaning Business Fundamentals program, CBF is the #1 cleaning business academy in the world and has created more mop-free millionaires than any program in the industry. Learn more and let CBF take your residential cleaning business from a grime story to a gleaming success. Well, welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Jane Cesino with Star Maids Cleaning Solutions in Maryland. And Jane was just sharing about getting it all out of her head, getting all the details of her business out of her head and into a system. And those of you who haven't done it yet, I bet that sounds kind of magical, right? So, Jane, when you started like getting it out of your head and teaching it to someone else, what was that experience like? What were the what things didn't go well? What did you learn about that process?
Yes, that was a process that took a long time because many, many years and many clients, all the information was up here. So I was expecting
You've been
her.
in business like more than 10 years at that point, right? So,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. So I put everything on a system as much as I could. And I was, of course, knowing that my assistant could make mistakes because we all can do that.
Mhm.
So it happened a few times, and that was okay because we learned from the mistakes as well.
Right.
And I kept just helping her to succeed and to help me more, right? In the end.
Mhm.
And so since then, we also changed CRMs, but it was okay to transfer the information, so we still have it there. But having a CRM and a process, it's crucial for your business. Yeah, it helps a lot.
Yeah. So when people look at these, what we call mop-free millionaires, people with $1 million businesses who don't have to go out and clean anymore. I mean, one of the keys to it is that you cannot be the keeper of all the information.
Yes.
You can't be the one source.
Yeah, don't try to do everything by yourself. I have learned that on a hard way. And you can even, I know this can happen, like to get really stressed, and then your why may get lost in a way. So don't try to do everything on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we often make that mistake because we believe we're the best at everything.
Mhm.
And I love that you said that, my assistant's going to make a mistake, and that's okay. We learn from it. And I don't know why, because most of us learn how to run a business by trial and error. We make lots of mistakes, we learn from them, we correct, and we do it better next time. But then when we hand it off, we're afraid that they're going to make a mistake, but that's actually part of their learning process too, and
Exactly.
your learning process of how to train them.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, it's just people. We're not perfect, right? It will happen. So
Mhm.
sooner or later we'll make mistakes. So it was just I'm not perfect, so I would understand that she made a mistake, and then I would explain and coach her to say to guide her not to make the same mistake again. But other mistakes might happen, but don't make the same mistake again.
Right. Yeah, learn from it and, create a process around it and then, do it better next time. Yeah, but now that you aren't the keeper of all the information, you're not the only one who can do all the things. You have I know you had one admin person. Are you still just at one admin person or do you have more?
Now I have 4 of them. So
Oh my goodness.
I
Wow. Now,
know.
are they all, do you have an office where they work or do you use a combination of remote and in office? How does
Yeah,
that work
it's a
for you?
combination of office and remote, and it has been working great.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Wow. So how does that feel now that, Jane was sharing with me before we started recording that there are times when she can go a week without having to be in her office. Doesn't that sound great? So, how is your life different today now that you've let go of all that information, released it into your CRM and into the minds of other people? How is your life today?
Oh, yes, it feels better, a lot better. I don't have to wear so many hats. And my why is being fulfilled, which is staying and keeping my family um, growing and healthy. So as Jeannie was explaining, I don't have to be in the office. Sometimes I skip a week or two of going there and working from there. So I'm happy. I'm happy that I have the support, and I'm happy that it's basically a self-running business. I have people, the right people in the right seat. That's crucial as well.
Mhm,
So they
mhm.
all have been very helpful. I have learned a lot and trying to transfer what I learned as much as I can to the office staff and also the cleaners.
Yeah, that is amazing. Well, I'm so happy for you and congratulations on what you've accomplished in your growth. And how many cleaning technicians are on your team now?
14.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's great. Well, I can see that, you're in a great market area. You're going to continue to grow. But something else that I love about you, Jane, is that you just have this helpful spirit. And I know you've been involved with helping other people in the Brazilian cleaning community. So tell us a little bit about the training program that you've helped to create.
Right. Yes. Bella Silva and I launched PCT, Professional Cleaning Techniques, and it's an online course to help our Brazilian community to understand better how it is to clean a house in the USA, because we all know it's very different from cleaning a house in South America. So we cover a lot, especially vocabulary related to the cleaning and other things that are part and the different cultural difference and things like that. So we'll understand better, and we share with our community the difference of cleaning in South America and in the USA.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people in the Brazilian cleaning community. There's so many great Brazilian business owners that we know. And um, it is kind of amazing just the complete difference with the way that, the structures are made differently, the homes are built differently in South America. So you clean them differently. And, you can't take for granted that cleaning is the same in different parts of the world. It is a universal business opportunity, or global anyway. But still, it's great that you're providing this opportunity for people in the Brazilian cleaning community to learn and help their employees learn. So that's really cool. And we'll be sure and share a link to the PCT program that Jane has helped to create uh,
Thank you.
in our show notes. So if you want to learn more about that, you can. So that's really cool. And you did mention, you gave some advice to people about like not trying to do everything themselves. But what's one kind of like mantra, or what's a quote that, is something that you think about often, or, a piece of advice that you want to share with our audience?
Oh, yes. I have first heard from you the quote, done is better than perfect.
That is,
And
yes. I probably say that in my head every single day.
yes, yes. And so that helps me a lot, because it doesn't have to be perfect for me to succeed. It doesn't have to be perfect for this project to just and go along.
Mhm.
So I have been keeping that. It's just like you, Jenny. It keeps in my mind, saying to myself, just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Done is better. Just go and do it. But also, Jeannie, I believe like having a mentor is essential. It helps us to grow a lot. Not just any mentor. There are tons of mentor and coaches out there.
Mhm.
But if you are going to choose one, choose the one that has the results. Choose the ones that have like proven results, and then follow it, and then learn. Because learning, it's something that no one can take from you, no matter what
Mhm.
happens. So you can keep it and pass it along, but choose your mentor wisely. Yes.
Yeah, that is so true. There are so many people. You can sign up and, get, a $47 program, but what kind of result is that person having? Are they running a cleaning business with 4 cleaning technicians filled with chaos, just like you? But they're selling their system? That's really not a great system. You want someone who's where you want to be someday. And yeah, so that's so great. And I know that a lot of people want to be like you someday, Jane. And so congratulations on building a great business and building that time freedom that you can have with your family, to be with your kids and your husband and just to enjoy life. That's why we build businesses, right? We don't build them to be stressed out.
Right, right.
Unfortunately,
And,
that's
yeah,
where many of us end up.
and have our business run us, right? Run our lives. No, that's not what we want.
Yeah, and it just happens to so many entrepreneurs, and I'm sure you've seen it too. So thank you so much for sharing your story today. That was a really inspiring story, and one that many, many people struggle with. I struggled with it in the beginning, getting everything out of my head and believing that I could let go of those things and other people would do them, But
Right? It is possible. Yes, we are proven, right?
yes,
It is
proven.
possible. Yes.
Yeah, even today, I work with my team all the time and they do things in my place because I'm not there on a daily basis. And sometimes I see things that they do differently than I would have done it. And I have to let it go and say, well, I would do it this way. I have to let it go. And often I have found that when I let them do it their way, it actually ends up better
Oh, yeah. It
than
happens
if.
here too. Yeah. In the end, the result is the same or better. So
Mhm.
that's good enough, right?
Right. Good enough and let it go. Well, so good. Well, thank you, Jane. This has been a great episode. I'm so glad that we
Thank you.
finally made it happen.
Yay.
And it's been great. So good to see you. And I want to thank everybody who's listening today. Thank you for being part of our True Grime Stories community. You are making this happen. So please be sure to download and subscribe and share this with your friends in the cleaning industry or people who are thinking about joining. And we would really love your review on whatever platform you like to listen on. And if you want to know more about cleaning business fundamentals, you can schedule a free, no obligation call with me to talk about your business and see how CBF can help you grow. Just look at our show notes for a link to sign up for your free call. And we'll see you on the next episode of True Grime Stories. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here. That's a wrap on today's True Grime Stories. Thanks for joining us in uncovering the secrets of cleaning business success. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and download, and check out our show notes for links and info from today's episode, and to learn more about our sponsor, Cleaning Business Fundamentals. Join us next time as we solve another True Grime story.